one of these in a few days. So I decided to get one of these in, get a stream in. So, you know, um, I'm gonna talk some boxing stuff. I'm gonna talk about some upcoming fights. I'm gonna talk about Ennis. Of course, I'm gonna talk about the big one that's coming up. I think after Friday we will be like 2 weeks away. The countdown, to the Super Showdown, and then talk. I'm gonna talk some other things. Plus, I'm gonna talk about Devin Haney and Regis and some other stuff. And once again, just gotta get some stuff off my chest because one thing about me, I just have to speak the truth. And I know sometimes I may rub people the wrong way, but I have to tell my truth. But at the end of the day, I'm not really on here to make no friends, not trying to make enemies neither. But at the same time, I'm not finna bite my tongue because I felt like too many times I let stuff slide. And I'm just one of these dudes. I'm just different from everybody else. That's just how I'm built. That's just real talk. So, first of all, I want to get back to Jerron Busenis. And I watched that fight a couple of times and I was really impressed with what I saw. He really bounced back from that less than stellar performance the last time out because, like I said, at the end of the day, you're only as good as the opponent you fight. And I think for Ennis, his last performance was a learning curve on certain things he need to fix as a boxer. Um, I thought he performed very well against Villa. He got him out of there and he took some shots. He took some big shots. Ennis, like I said before, as far as his defense go, he could still improve on defense. But at the same time, man, we can't expect everybody to be like Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward is, and Shakur Stevenson is, basically so efficient on defense where it's a crucial part of their, basically a crucial part of their game as far as being a boxer go. But Shakur and Andre Ward give you enough offense to keep you interested. And Floyd did too. I think this whole thing about Floyd Mayweather being a runner was complete cap. That was just something that primarily a lot of non-blacks and Mexicans made up due to the fact, for the most part, there wasn't any Mexican fighters that could beat Floyd. So, they just had to basically use that as the excuse to try to just hate on black fighters. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just in one of them moods today. I'm not one of these dudes that sugarcoat everything. I told you I'm not here to say what people want me to say because, they want to come to my channel as long as I say stuff that they agree with. Like, I'm just different from everybody. So, you know, but nevertheless, I thought Ennis performed very well, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in his next outlet. But like I said before, you have to be truthful when it comes to fighters like Ennis. Like I said before, um, based off how he fights, it may be hard to get people to get in the ring with him. Now, as far as him getting his hands, or whatever the case may be, getting his hands on people like Keith Thurman has made it abundantly clear he doesn't want to get in the ring with him. We know Ugas probably is not going to get in the ring with him, so you have to wonder. I know he may get the winner of Crawford Spence, but then both of them have hinted and basically insinuated that they both moving up. So I do think they will be the opportunity for, Ennis to get a chance to become you know, um, a champion, basically, start collecting belts, you know, but based off how he fights, he's going to be difficult for people, people are not going to get in the ring with him. And that's the unfortunate part of boxing. That's the unfortunate part of boxing. And that's what a guy like me hates. I hate the fact that you get this kind of stuff, you get the politics, and that's the problem. Who's gonna fight this guy? Who's gonna get in the ring with him? Who's gonna get in the ring with this dude? And the thing is with Ennis, um, I don't think he's gonna. Here's the thing. I think once he starts winning belts at 147, I don't think he's gonna have a long stint at 147. Looking at Jerron Booth Ennis, him being 5'10", 5'11", because I've seen the guy in person, so because I'm 5'11", so he looked like he probably my height, give or take an inch. So, and then the way he built, more than likely Ennis probably is gonna go all the way up to probably 160. I could easily see him fighting at 160, and I don't think that'll be a problem for him. I don't think he's gonna have a long stint at 147 anyway. Then, based off the fact that he's 26, probably by the time he's not gonna have a long stint at 147. I think once he starts winning belts, he's gonna move up in weight. You can see Ennis the way he's built, he could comfortably probably fight at 160 without a problem. That's just real talk. The guy is a very talented fighter. He's a very talented fighter. Oh, appreciate the super chat. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, dude. Let me tell you something. And people could take this however they want. Oscar talk a good talk, but he really don't be wanting to walk the walk. It just really depends on who it is. Oscar would have never put Virgil Ortiz in the ring with Ennis. Ennis would have destroyed Virgil Ortiz inside 4 rounds. He would have beat the brakes off of him. He might have literally would have put him in a coma. Virgil Ortiz didn't have no chance. They would have never made that fight. That's why Oscar was sitting up talking about, oh, well, maybe not. Man, Virgil Ortiz would have got destroyed. And nothing against Virgil Ortiz, but that would have been, he would have, listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Virgil Ortiz would be target practice for Ennis. It would be a one-sided ass whooping. And then, of course, they wouldn't give him his credit for whooping on Virgil Ortiz. They'll come up with some kind of excuse. At the end of the day, we already know this. As long as the black fighter ain't dominant, some people may like him unless he's dominant. Now, if he's dominant, then they'll say he ain't fought nobody. They not impressed. You know how this works. You know how this works. Like I said before, Virgil Ortiz would get the brakes beat off of him. I mean, if he was healthy. Oscar knows it, and anybody with common sense, Virgil Ortiz has no chance. And I'm talking about a healthy Virgil Ortiz. A healthy 100% Virgil Ortiz has no chance versus Jerron Boots Ennis. He would be target practice. When I say Virgil Ortiz wouldn't last 4 rounds with Jerron Boots Ennis. But you always hear that, they're warriors. They warriors until they get stretched out. That wouldn't even be a competitive fight. Ennis at 168, that's possible. Because like I said, he's 5 feet, he's like 5'10", 5'11". So I think he probably could fight at 168. And he got power. He could fight orthodox and he can fight southpaw. He's a very interesting fighter as far as skill sets go. I think him, and I meant this the other day, I think him and David Benavidez is 2 of the most offensively sound fighters that I've ever seen. They are damn near flawless on offense. When I say that they are so offensively fluent, you just be like, wow, the way they just unleash punches and just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Jerron could go upstairs, he could go downstairs, he could fight, within range, he could fight. I mean, for real. The kid is nice. Gosh, man, don't even worry about that, because it's funny. It's not racist when they say everything under the sun about black fighters. Tell them they being too emotional. Tell them they being sensitive, because that's what they say about us. They love to use that word. It's okay for people to say stuff about us, but then as soon as we clap back, then they want to play victim. Man, screw them. Okay, so let me get on to the next subject. I gotta say this right now. What bothers me about our people, our community, is we accuse other people of doing something, but then they do the same stuff. I just see a lot of hypocrisy, and I just have to call this out. And this is just real talk. Okay, so now I'm gonna say this about Shakur Stevenson, and I'm gonna say this about Regis Prograis. I really wish a lot of these niggas on here would stop pocket watching and stop telling these black fighters how much they should take and what they think they should take. Because at the end of the day, none of these niggas on here is in a boxing ring throwing punches. My thing is, why is these so-called black channels that claim to be black channels and for black fighters always trying to devalue a black fighter? You don't see none of these dudes on here talking about what Lomachenko should get, what Tyson Fury should get, what any non-black fighter should get, but they always sitting up telling black fighters what they should take compared to another black fighter, and playing and instigating fighters up against each other. We just saw this shit with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, where you had a lot of these cornballs sitting up here having the audacity to tell Terrence Crawford what he should take. And first of all, Errol Spence and none of these dudes really don't be paying the fighters. The promoter pay the fighter, or the network pay the fighters. All this stuff about they made the fight happen, and groups talking about they responsible. Did nobody, no outside group, make no fight? Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence got made because those two guys wanted to fight, and they just got it over with and made the fight happen. The only people that should get credit for making that fight happen is Showtime, the PBC, and those two fighters. And then again, the PBC had no choice but to make the fight because they didn't have no other option, because basically, all they had is, and all they have right now is Showtime. So they really had no choice, because they stalled this fight out for years. So I'm just hearing people talking about that Shakur Stevenson need to take this. Listen, at the end of the day, Shakur Stevenson have every right to feel he should get paid a certain amount of money. He's put in his work, and he's continuing to put in his work. I'm going to say this about Shakur Stevenson. I'm not finna make no videos going in on Shakur Stevenson. For what? I'm not finna do that, because at the end of the day, I'm cool with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, watch my video. Now, I will say this to Shakur Stevenson, and this is the only thing I don't like about Shakur Stevenson. He need to quit kikiing with Lomachenko, because at the end of the day, Lomachenko is not a good dude. He not a good person. At the end of the day, when I saw him sitting up there laughing and celebrating with Adonis Stevenson, which, by the way, y'all know I was one of the only media outlets that called Lomachenko out on that, while most of these so-called power to the people channels didn't say nothing. And I just ain't cared for Lomachenko ever since. Now, will I say that Lomachenko is a racist, or it was any racial insensitivity behind it? No. I can't say Lomachenko is a racist. I don't have enough proof to say that. But at the end of the day, it was classless. It was weak. Now, as you guys know, the dude, he was celebrating Alexander Buslik winning. But here's the thing. If you guys remember, I spoke to Buslik about it, Boslik about it. The dude that Arthur Beterbiev retired for like 3 years. I spoke to him about it in LA, and he apologized. He said, I apologize to Adonis Stevenson for extensive celebrating. So I respected him for that. But of course, when you ask Lomachenko will try to act like he don't speak English that good, but he was speaking English good enough to understand the question I asked him. And that's how I know Lomachenko really didn't believe that he beat Devin Haney, because I asked him, do he think he could have did more earlier in the fight to secure the fight? And he said that's a good question. Because he should have said, if he really thought he won that fight, he would have really said, no, I thought I had done plenty to win that fight. See, that's the difference between me and other people. And I didn't disrespect Lomachenko, but I just ain't never cared for Lomachenko since he did that. Just didn't care. I just thought that he, at the end of the day, I know boxing is a business, and at the end of the day, that kind of thing could happen. But my thing is with this, the people that didn't say nothing about Lomachenko and Vasily, putting Adonis Stevenson in a coma. Well, here's the thing. If that's the case, it's boxing and that happens. Well, why is everybody was so furious what happened with Terrell Williams and Pritchard Colon? After, when Terrell Williams and the unfortunate incident happened with Pritchard Colon, you saw people on videos calling him the N-word with the ER, saying all kind of racist stuff, and I called that out. But of course, I got called a race baiter, which doesn't make any kind of sense. So I'm just saying, as you can see, people don't have the same energy. People don't have the same energy. So, Terrell Williams got called all kind of names, and he didn't fight for a while. Because I think to a certain degree, he spoiled a certain plan that they had for Pritchard Colon, because I believe that was going to be the next dude that they was going to blow up. And unfortunately, those plans got spoiled and foiled by him. So, I just got to say that. But yeah, for real, that's the only issue I got with Shakur Stevenson. I just think he need to stop kikiing. And I just think he need to kind of take a chill pill on this. Oh, Lomo, you should be undisputed. Listen, Lomachenko didn't win that fight. And Lomachenko deep down inside know he didn't win that fight. Like I said before, y'all know I challenged anybody to come on my channel and explain to me, other than the 10th and 11th round, what rounds did Lomachenko win? And nobody could answer that question. First of all, 2 rounds don't win you a fight out of a 12-round fight. So you basically saying Lomachenko pretty much lost the other 10 rounds. Okay, case closed. Wasn't no robbery. But at the end of the day, they was just pushing the narrative. And like I said before, I like Shakur Stevenson. I'm not finna sit up here and make all these videos a character assassination on a black fighter. And like I said, but these are the same people that get on here and talk all this black stuff, but then they constantly tear down the black fighter. Look how people tearing down Shakur Stevenson. Like I said before, the dude is young. And then these people make this stuff personal. And then these are the same people that get mad when these dudes like Shakur Stevenson pretty much, alienates himself from talking to black media outlets. I mean, this is just this is just extreme. Like I said before, okay, if you down with one fighter, that's cool. But dang, at the end of the day, you don't have to tear down another black fighter because you cool with the other one. And like I said before, I got mad love for Devin and Bill Haney. I really do, because Bill grew up in the trenches in Oakland just like me. Bill went through a lot of stuff. But like I said, if you knew what Bill went through, like he really, like, you know what I'm saying? Me and Bill really from the D-boy era. I'm talking about the Gazelles and the Adidas suits and Fila sweatsuits. I'm talking about me and Bill from the real era. You know what I'm saying? The real era. Not none of this stuff they got going on right now. Like, I mean, for real. But like I said, it's not my business to tell. It's Bill's story to tell. Maybe Bill will share it, but I'm just saying. And I got love. But I'm not going to sit up here and continue to tear down Shakur Stevenson. If other niggas want to do that fake stuff, that's on them. And like I said, I ain't talking about no specific person, but if somebody think I'm talking about them, Hey, so be it. Cause I'm gonna make this clear. I'm not scared. I'm gonna say this again. I'm not scared of no nigga on YouTube. I'm like that saying goes by Vale. I'm really from Oakland though. I'm really from Oakland. So I mean, it is what it is. I ain't sending no threats out to nobody, but like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not scared of nobody. And like I say, these dudes that be sitting up here telling Shakur Stevenson how much they could take, like, so you a promoter now? And see, this is the thing. It's funny how people sit up there and talk about how the white man love to screw over brothers and all this kind of stuff, but then they and black people need to value themselves, but then they sitting up here. But once again, you got people sitting up trying to devalue these black fighters. Like I said, why these dudes always trying to pocket watch with the black fighters? Like I said, it's called negotiations for a reason. It's called negotiation for a reason. That's why you negotiate. You come with a offer, they come with an offer, you come with a price, they come with a price, and somewhere in between you find some common ground, and that's how a deal get made. Same thing with Regis Prograis. If Regis Prograis won a certain amount of money, well, why shouldn't he get it? Once again, that's why it's called a negotiation. It's called a negotiation. Nobody on here that ain't promoting, that ain't never been in a boxing ring ever in their life had a right to sit up here and tell a fighter how much they think he should take, and they ain't never had they black ass in the ring. And I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm not finna sit up here and tell a black man to devalue a black fighter and tell a black fighter how much money he's supposed to make. That's what I'm saying, and this is why a lot of these dudes ain't taken serious. That's real talk. I ain't finna sit up here. I ain't finna sit up here and do that. Like, for real, what the hell is wrong with these dudes, man? At the end of the day, that's why it's called negotiation. How about this? How about we let Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Regis Prograis, how about we let them figure this out? How about we let them negotiate? How about we stop telling these black fighters how much money they supposed to get paid? Okay? How about we stop doing that? That's why I don't be paying attention to a lot of these dudes when they be sitting up talking about this stuff. I ain't ever gonna tell no brother how much they should take. And that's why a lot of these dudes don't take these dudes serious when they be sitting up talking all this militant pro-black stuff. Because they really don't know how they sound when they sit up there doing this stuff. So like I said, let them negotiate. Let them figure out how much money is going to be involved to get these fights made. It's called negotiations. Why every black person supposed to just take the first nigga deal that they offer them? That's why it's called a nigga deal. Because people think that black people is just supposed to take the first offer that's thrown at them. And that's why we done got screwed over the years, not knowing how to properly negotiate. But then here we are, you got people from our own community sitting up here telling somebody how much they think they supposed to get. Like I said, why don't we stop pocket watching? Like I said, nobody ain't watching. Nobody wasn't crying about how much Lomachenko got paid to fight Devin Haney. Nobody wasn't watching his pockets, telling him how much he should take. But all of a sudden, we got people sitting up telling Regis, got people telling Shakur Stevenson how much he should take. Like I said, I don't know what they should get or whatever the case may be, but let them dudes negotiate. You ain't no damn promoter. For real, none of these dudes on here is promoters. This is what you call being a fanager and a fanboy. And it need to get said. And I'm the dude that's gonna say it. Real talk. Now, let me get to Devin Haney. Hopefully the Regis fight get did. I really would love to see that fight. I hope the fight happens. I really do. I already knew about this stuff that they had. I've been knew what was going on behind the scenes. So now that you know that it's in all likelihood that Devin is going to fight at 140, that means in all likelihood he's going to probably vacate the belts. In all likelihood, he's gonna vacate the belt. What's going on, man? What's going on? Shout out to my homie, World Combat Sports. Subscribe to this channel, please. That's my guy, straight out of the ATL Shorty. You know, in the words of my boy, one of my favorite rappers of Outkast, Andre Benjamin, the South got something to say. And my boy World Combat Sports got something to say always. So the South got something to say. Shout out to my boy World Combat Sports. So, like I said before, I had to say this because, like I said, I just get tired of these niggas sitting up here playing Fanager. Like I said, stop devaluing these brothers, man. Stop telling these brothers how much to take. Let them negotiate. Let them negotiate and figure out the money. Stop doing that stuff. I've seen this with Terrence Crawford for years. These niggas getting on here telling Terrence, oh man, you need to take 70, 30 or so. Like, man, shut up. Shut your ass up. For real. Shut up. Shut up. Let them, like, for real, let them negotiate. That's real talk, man. But these the same niggas that get on here talking all that militant power to the people, for real. And that's why I be saying what I be saying, man. Just stop the cap. For real. Stop it. Stop telling Regis how much he should take, according to you. And I'm going to just keep it 100, man. Have you seen some of these niggas? Some of these niggas that be sitting up here talking about how much somebody should take and you know what I'm saying? They never been in a boxing ring in their life. Probably ain't even had a fight in their life. So I'm just keeping it a buck. Cause I'm getting tired of this stuff. I'm getting tired of people devaluing these brothers. Like I said, y'all don't be worried about these white boys and these Mexicans, what they be getting paid. Y'all don't be pocket watching them, but you pocket watching Regis, you pocket watching Shakur Stevenson. Like I said, they know they worth. If they feel like they worth a certain amount of money, then that's their right. That's why it's called a negotiation. So once again, let them negotiate. Now, I gotta say this before I end this stream. All right, so I guess they did the ESPYs yesterday. They did the ESPYs yesterday, and they gonna show it today. But it looked like Carissa Shields won Fighter of the Year. Now, I'm gonna just go and say this because I already know eventually some captain gonna come on here or some simp gonna come on here, but I'm just gonna say this. I just don't know, am I buying Carissa Shields winning that award? I know that right now they like to play gender politics where they on this women's lib kick, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I got to keep it a buck. I ain't clout chasing Carissa Shields because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a damn if Carissa Shields ever do an interview with me. I don't need Carissa Shields to do no interview with me because Carissa Shields been talking a lot of foolishness over the past couple of years. First of all, I adore Carissa Shields. I thought she was a sweetheart when she first came out of the Olympics. She was humble. She was very approachable, and she was cool. Then all of a sudden, over the years, she didn't start talking all this foolishness. Talking about she want to fight a man and all this stuff. She could beat Keith Thurman. She could beat Rolly. She could beat Jake Paul and all this. How? You got 2 knockouts. You only fight 2-minute rounds. So I'm just saying. And then they gave her the ESPYs. Now, that's supposed to be fan voting, but I just got to keep it a buck. I'm sorry. Devin Haney should have won Fighter of the Year. Devin Haney had to go to Australia to win Undisputed. Then he had to go right back there and defend it. Then he came out of a tough competitive fight with Lomachenko. And he had 3 fights in basically, I guess, their cutoff calendar year, which is from, I guess, the beginning of June to the end of June. Or sometime in June. I'm just keeping it a buck. I ain't saying Devin Haney should have won because he from the Bay and was born in the Bay. I'm just saying he should have won. Just saying he should have won Fighter of the Year, and they gave it to Carissa Shields because I think to a certain degree they want to play gender politics. They want to play the battle of the sexes, and I'm just keeping it 100. I think Carissa Shields is a great fighter. But at the end of the day, her sitting up there talking about she can beat Keith Thurman and Rolly and all this kind of stuff. She been on this kick where she been sitting up sneak dissing black men. I'm just keeping it a buck, emasculating black men. And then she's sitting up there, basically trying to, give her 2 cents on the situation with Keke Palmer. Basically, Keke Palmer dressing like a whore, and she's supposed to be involved, in a committed relationship, but she wearing outfits with her ass out, and that's a video for a whole nother day. But of course, Carissa Shield, oh, I don't see nothing wrong with the. Okay, all right, cool. But Carissa Shields, at the end of the day, she just been saying it's foolishness. I ain't worried about Carissa Shields. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. All I know is ain't nobody gonna sucker punch me from behind. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. I know somebody gonna listen to this video and probably send it to her like I'm supposed to be scared. I stand on everything I say. Like I said before, Carissa Shields been sitting up here dissing the brothers and all that kind of stuff. When Tank was basically getting at Jake Paul for losing, and she's sitting up there trying to get at Tank and stuff for, talking about don't kick Jake Paul when he down. Man, come on, man. And I don't even want to say what she was doing, but you already know what she was doing. That was fake. Jake Paul sat up there and said all kind of stuff about her. So, I'm just keeping it a buck. Like I said, I was one of Carissa Shields' biggest fans. I defended her when Steve Kim said all that suspect stuff about her, making fun of her. I am not a Steve Kim fan. I do not care for that dude. This is the same dude that said any time a PBC fighter loses, it's a good day in boxing. But they keep giving him credentials, though. But then let me say something. Then all of a sudden I get ostracized. So I'm just saying, there you have it. I'm just keeping it a buck. Devin should have won Fighter of the Year. Devin should have won Fighter of the Year. That's just real talk. He should have won. He should have won Fighter of the Year. And I'll debate with anybody over the fact that he should have won. And I don't give a damn about that. You think, oh, I think Lomachenko got robbed. Lomachenko, they get robbed. Like I said before, Lomachenko, basically, I was one of the only dudes that asked him a tough question. I wasn't finna sit up there and feel sorry for Lomachenko, be on the Lomachenko sympathy train. Like I said, dude, you lost. You lost. You lost. You got beat. You got beat. I got people now that's admitting, saying, you know what, Town? That told me, oh, Lomachenko got robbed. They said, you know what, Town? I watched that video and I told people, watch that fight with the sound off. The damn people came back and said, you know what, Town? I got to keep it a buck. I thought Devin Haney won that fight. I had her winning 7-5. Some people had Devin Haney winning 8-4. See, that's, like I said, that's the difference between me. I can't be, you know what I'm saying? I stand on something. I told everybody. A lot of people starting to admit that Devin Haney really won that fight. All this stuff about, he's figured, so what he said that? So what he said that? That didn't mean he thought he was losing the fight. Like I said before, Lomachenko, when he answered that question, when he said that's a good question, when I said, do you think you should have did more earlier? Because Lomachenko sat up there, Lomachenko was getting racked to the body throughout that fight. Devin was beating his body up. But of course, a lot of times you don't get credit for body shots. And then Devin wasn't letting them rounds get away from him. The only reason why Lomachenko had that rally, because once again, after the 9th round, going into the 10th round, Harvey Dot kind of like threw Devin Haney off when he told Devin Haney, oh, well, if you keep grabbing him or pushing him down, which Lomachenko was grabbing Devin Haney just as much as Devin Haney was grabbing him, oh, I'm going to take a point away. So Devin Haney kind of was nervous about that, because if Devin Haney would have kept fighting at the pace he was fighting, he would have won even more convincingly. See, that's what people don't see. People keep forgetting about that. People don't want to remember that altered what Devin Haney was doing. So Devin Haney backed off, and then Lomachenko went on that rally. And he still couldn't, and he still couldn't get Devin out of there. Still couldn't drop Devin. I'll put it to you this way: tell Lomachenko to go up to 140 and fight Devin Haney and see what happened. See what happened. So, like I said before, Lomachenko, I give him credit for answering my question honestly. I had to be everybody after that. Everybody. And it was kind of funny because I had talked to World Cup Passport. You say, damn, man, you said Joe Holden. And I said that for a reason why I said my government name, because it was somebody in there, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff I ain't gonna talk about on here, but they know what time it is. They know what time it is. But I said that for a reason. That has something to do with some other stuff. But it was kind of funny after the press conference was over. Everybody walked up to me saying, man, that was a good question. Shout out to my man Sean from Fight Hype. He was like, "Dang." I was kind of mad I didn't get to ask Devin a question. But yeah, like I said before, I'm just keeping it a buck. Devin got robbed. And to the other dude, yes, I watch football. Yes, I will be doing the NFL coming this season. So yes, I watch football. Yes, I cover the NFL. So yeah, I will be covering the NFL when the season starts. Really don't do preseason that much because preseason doesn't mean anything. So yes, I do watch the NFL. I will be doing the NFL. Hope that answers your question. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to put that out there, real talk. So I'll take a refresher, take like a 10-15 minute break. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about the NBA and that Adam Silver is destroying the NBA with all these gimmicks. And the NBA is having a serious personnel and image problem. And Zion Williamson is about to eat himself out the NBA. But I'll be back in like 10-15 minutes. Out. Shut up.